Hi there guys, my name's Smokie Jo and I'm the founder and owner of Bongalong, a brand fighting for the legalization of cannabis in South Africa. But right now, we're filming episodes where we will be asking people how they feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa. What we hope to achieve through this is spread awareness and educate people on the innumerable benefits that the legalization of cannabis will hold for us as a community. Come out today to Kailicha, to the Yiza Ekhaya hemp soup kitchen, to ask people how they feel about the legalization. But first of all, we're going to be interviewing, tell me what's your name?
My name is Miki Nompilo, my community name.
And tell me, Miki, what is it that you do here in the community?
In the community, I'm feeding the children, orphans, and those one who are headed in their houses, like they were parents, and others unemployed, and others referrals from the clinics. And we are feeding Makaza, Kuyasa, Zwe, and Kanini informal settlements. They are coming here.
Okay, and if you had to take a guess, on average, how many people it is that you feed on a daily basis?
In the morning, we are feeding 80, at 10, 68, and at the daytime, so from 1 o'clock to 3:30 or to 4 sometimes. It's all, when I count all of them, they are 250.
250 a day, that's quite a lot of mouths to feed every day. But so the question that we ask South Africans is how they feel about the legalization of cannabis, which we could maybe have Alex just...
Okay, into esibuza abantu bamnyama namhlanje kuba ucinga ntoni ngensangu kuba ivunyelwe isetyenziswa ngabantu na?
Insangu lena kudala ekukhuleni kwethu yayiyinto eyayiliyeza kudala, andiyazi ke ngoku ngoba kudala kwawuthi ubuya khohlela kufuneka uyipheke uyisele, okanye mhlambi uba mhlambi unengxaki yesifuba kuthiwa uyipheke uzogqume ngayo, uyi-inhale ngayo. Kudala kwakukudala ke ngoko. Kodwa ke ngoku apha ekuhambeni kwethuba, apha ekugugeni kwam mna ndidibene ne-hemp. So ihemp into eyenzileyo yenze imimangaliso apha kule soup kitchen.
Okay, in long days when I grew up, we used to use dagga as medicine. When you're coughing, you just cook it, drink the water. When you have chest pains maybe or asthma, you just inhale it. But now as time goes, I came across with hemp, which make like wonders here. It works a lot easier, and it's nice here in this soup kitchen. It helps you a lot.
Okay. And in which ways is the hemp helping you here at the soup kitchen?
Inceda hemp apha soup kitchen.
Apha soup kitchen indawo yokuqala sidibene siqale uqala sadibana no Catherine Morris. Catherine Morris ke na kinda enzileyo. Besihlala apha kwelityotyombe. Elityotyombe wathi kwacaciseka into yokuba umnikazi welicala umnikazi neighbor yami inida le ndawo sibeke kwityotyombe.
Okay, I came across with Catherine Morris, and then we used to stay this side on the bungalow. But now what's happened? The owner of the bungalow, he want to use his bungalow.
Yeah. So emveni koko ke ngwathi Catherine kulungile ke andizuthatha le bungalow yenu ndiyise eBack. Khawume kancinci ndema ke nyani. Uthe ebuya Catherine wabuya sephethe iplan esiza noTony iHemporian, esiza noWolf uMaki, esiza nenye ke team owayehamba nayo.
Okay, Catherine said to the guy, wait, I will make a plan. Then he go away. He came back with Tony, which is a planner, and the Wolf. So they make a plan to move over.
Mna ke bengayazi hemp ke ngoko. I didn't know nothing about hemp, but he brought the hemp to us and teach us about the hemp. They were in the how must I use it to the sick people, and also how must I put it in our food. Ngoba ihemp siyabaselisa abantu ekseni sine oil yayo.
Okay, I didn't know anything about hemp, but she bring it to us and show us how does it work. You must put in the food. They can drink it as well. You can use the oil of the hemp, which is working.
Okay. And for what everything has you found that the oil of the hemp works? Like for the people in the community, what are you using it, or for which treatments are you using it?
Abantu abathini le hemp yakho mama?
I've given the hemp to all of the people because people are there. Kabanye bafika be-weak. Abanye ufike umntakatyi. Omnye high blood pressure yakhe iphezulu. Kodwa ke wasela ihemp yehla. Ukuba ngaba lonke ixesha amajoni akhe soloko ephezulu ngoba kaloku ine-protein, inezakhamzimba. Uba ngaba umuntu isele nam lo beningumntu we-arthritis, but ngoku kwi-age yam I'm 62 kodwa ndiyaziva uba andisafani nakuqala.
Okay. We use hemp for everyone. Everyone you throw in the food every day in the morning. Just drop in the food. Even if you feel like weak, high blood pressure, maybe it's too high, then you can use the hemp to take pressure down. I used to have arthritis, but now it's gone. I'm 62 years old. I'm feeling fresh and new.
And also we've got two guys here who have epilepsy. Sometimes even now it's hot now. They didn't come to the center because of the epilepsy. But since they use hemp, there's a big change.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much, Mickey. Thank you for your time. And then we'll take a walk around. We'll show you guys the hemp house, and then we'll interview some more of the people who they're feeding and helping out through the hemp products.
We've got the hemp seeds. We've got the hemp oil. Yeah, put it on the table for you just to see that.
Thank you. Cheers. Okay, so we're inside the hemp building. This is for where the hemp soup kitchen they run from, and this is also where they do their cooking and the feeding of the community that Mickey mentioned earlier. Now the products that they're using here varies from hemp seed oil to hemp protein powder from the seed protein powder, as well as hemp seeds, chia meal, and this miracle oil, which is a mix of hemp seed oil, tea tree oil, and vitamin E. Now this one, first of all, for skin tags and skin lesions, they've been using it very successfully to get rid of them, which is apparently, that is quite a big issue in South Africa, the skin tags, and this has been proven by them to work for it. Hemp seed, of course, is an incredible source of protein and nutrients for people. They use the hemp seed powder, they cook up meals, and then they sprinkle the powder over the meals afterwards, so they don't cook it in because it preserves the nutritional value of it. And then the hemp seed oils they use for cooking as well as drinking, and it's been helping incredible amount here in the community, as you heard Mickey say earlier. But now we're going to get to interviewing some of the people that she's been helping, as well as some of the volunteers that's working with her. But just like to say on an end note, we are inside of this building right now, and I can tell you that the temperature in here on a warm day like today is innumerably cooler than in the other buildings. So for temperature regulation and for homes that will keep you happier and healthier, definitely this is a great option. Thank you. Let's go on. Okay, so we're inside the hemp brick building here to do some interviews with the community members that Mama Mickey has been helping, as well as some of the volunteers. But let's start here. Hi there, man. What's your name?
My name is Yiza Ekhaya. Yes, I'm staying here in Yiza Ekhaya.
And what is it that you do here at Yiza Ekhaya?
My kids are staying here because it's a home. Yes. I am a worshipper. I'm a singer. Yes. Okay. Hemp. I must talk about hemp.
So the first question is, how do you feel about the legalization of cannabis? Or cannabis, hemp, all the products, all the plants around that. But so if you could
hemp cannabis
okay, right mna ndibona right because iyenza umahluko omkhulu kakhulu, and ukwenziwa kwayo, you know, abantu apha babephumile like beyivuyela because inomahluko, iyasinceda and from process because zikhona izinto ubufumanisa uba ugqirha siyahamba ii-clinics since uba singa-afodi ukuya kwi-medical doctors and all that. So iyasinceda kakhulu, iyafikeleleka, yabona, siyakwazi uyisebenzisa isincede kwizinto oogqirha abangakwazi uba basincede kuzo.
I think it's fine to have it and to use it because it's working like right. It happens at a lot. You don't have to go to doctors anymore now. If using this thing, it helps you a lot. And the doctors sometimes they can't help you with other things, but this thing can help you. I think it must be legal.
And earlier I heard you mentioning about the oils, that hemp seed oil mix, the miracle oil that you guys were using for the skin tags. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes, my daughter was having these kind of things. I don't know, skin tag, yes. I took her so many times to the clinic. They tell me that they can't help her, you know. I didn't even know what to do. Then this hemp came, okay, I talked to the owner of it, the one, his name is Tony, I think it's Tony. So I use it to my daughter, and I was not sure, but I said, okay, let me try it. The time I use it, so, and it was amazing because I can't get at it, you know, but it was the hour, then yapela, and I do it because it was 3 of it. Then I use it.
Okay, it didn't take time for me to use it because of only an hour. Then the skin tag just fall off. Then just like that. I tried to go to doctors and clinics. They said they couldn't help it. But the guy introduced me to this thing. Just put it once, then it just fall off.
Tony, that's Tony Budden from the Emporium that's going around helping people out and literally saying miracles as well. So, yes, but thank you for your interview. Thank you for your time.
It's something. Yes. Since I am a singer, it helps me because sometimes my voice, you know, I sing maybe for a month, but when I drink it, it helps my voice to come back, you know. Yes.
Okay.
And even in my skin, you know, I put it on my skin, then you can see I'm beautiful.
Yes, you are beautiful.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Okay. Hi there, ma'am. Tell me, what's your name? And
volunteer apha ku Nick soup kitchen.
And what is it that you do here at the soup kitchen for?
Siyapheka, siphekela abantu abagulayo, siphekela nabantwana besikolo. And then ke ngoku kuba kwethu abantwana besikolo baphakela bayagoduka.
Okay, we're cooking for the sick people and their school children. Okay. That's all.
And how is it that you find yourself? How did you come to know the soup kitchen, or how did you end up here as a volunteer?
Uyazenjani soup kitchen kanye uzenjani apha?
Ukuza kwami soup kitchen ngale kulo nyaka ngapha lopheleyo. So ndingaphilanga ndigula. Ndine-TB. So ndanikwa iphepha apha ekliniki uba ndingaphangeli. So ndiyalamba ndithatha intweni. Ugqirha wam wanika iphepha wama mandizotya apha ku-soup kitchen ndize apha. Ndabe ndingayazi but ndihlala kwalapha yes. Ndabe ndingayazi le ndawo wandidirector ke ngesitishi. Wathi mandize apha eYiza Ekhaya. Ndawuzotsho apha eYiza Ekhaya. Fika kambe eYiza Ekhaya ndafika ndagqithisa iphepha lam. Ndagqithisa ikhadi lasekliniki. Wanika nazi wabhala phansi lo mama. Wathi ke okay apha kutyiwa Monday to Friday. Uzamana ke no uza nesikhafuna sakho. Uzotya ekhaya uzothatha ukutya. Hayi ke ufika kwami ndenza loo nto ke nyani ke. Ndasuka ndabona into yobana man andithanda uhlala phansi. Ndiyakhola kusebenza ndaqonda uba makhe ndiphakame ndivase ndincedise kabantwana basebenza apha. Ndivase izitya nam mani ndincedise. Ndaqhubeka lo mama athi xa ndantsi egqibileyo umama Nompilo gqiba kwami xa ndigqiba sisitya ndithatha isikhafu sam ndiyagoduka. Mhlawumbi ngemini maxesha agalele noba iswekile galele intwana yerayisi athi mandihambe ndotapila athi mandopheka endlini. Qhubeke kanti manje senza loo nto ngaqhubeka ndasuka ndaqonda uba nam mandenze le nto enziwa ngabayi mandivuke ekuseni. Apha ndifika ngo-6 apha fike ndipheka ipapa yabantwana besikolo ngo-7 bayatya babheka esikolweni. Ndiphinde ndipheke ipapa yabantu abatya ngo-11 again kufika kwabeza apha ngo-9 bakhe ipapa yabo then balinde gqiba upheka baphake izikhaftina zabo bahambe goduke.
What is Bongalong? Bongalong is a brand for legalization. I say that, when I say that, I mean that Bongalong is a brand that we are using to fight for the cause of cannabis in South Africa. First and foremost, Bongalong represents the side of stoners that society does not know about, because the stigmatized idea of cannabis users is not the full picture. There are engineers, actuaries, lawyers, judges, doctors, pilots, brain surgeons, NASA scientists, politicians, computer programmers, car racers, fighters, extreme sports stars, film stars, and the list goes on and on and on, that all use cannabis regularly. You wouldn't even know. But most of them realize that it's not productive to smoke cannabis before you go to work, in the same way that you wouldn't be drinking just before you go to work. We use it as a tool, as you'll see in one of the interviews. It's a tool used to enhance certain facets of life or to help you with certain problems in your life. And through Bongalong, we hope to spread this kind of message and this kind of awareness around it and show people that there is this entirely different side to it. We produce bespoke, designer, handmade in South Africa products that are related to smoking, whether it's tobacco smoking or cannabis smoking, whichever one you may choose. But these products aim to elevate the perceived status of cannabis in South Africa, as well as generate funding so we can keep the social movement for the legalization of cannabis alive. The reason why I believe in the social movement is, first and foremost, that people have the power in their hands. People forget that the masses carry the power. If you look at all the major dictatorships in the world, they were not overthrown in the courts, they were not overthrown by any governmental bodies or institutions. They were overthrown by the people through social movements. But these social movements are very carefully planned and meticulously controlled by people who understand social dynamics and who understand how to get people to stand together against something that is not just. And this is what we hope to achieve through Bongalong. This year's march, we had over 25,000 people there. Since I've been involved with the march, we've increased the numbers 300-400%. So it's getting there. It's just time for people to start opening their eyes and seeing that these marches aren't just for people who smoke weed. It's for all of us, because the legalization of cannabis in the long run is going to benefit each and every one of you guys. And I can guarantee you that. So it's beyond the time when you can say that I don't care about this, because I promise you, once you have a family member or a child or a loved one that is suffering from something that the doctors have no bloody clue how to solve, and cannabis could be solving it, then you will care. So rather prevent this problem from arising, rather than trying to cure it, let's prevent it. Let's all stand together and let's fight for what's right. Thank you guys. Many people have asked me to tell them like what it is, where it became, where it came from, where it began, and why Bongalong. So I was studying industrial design when in my last year I had to do a research paper. We could do research on anything as long as it was societally relevant and also something that we could research as a design product. So I did some research on hemp, decided to look at hemp as a rural development kind of tool. theoretically proved that you could use hemp to build homes in the similar style that you'd build Lego bricks, where you have a mold that you mold the hemp lime compound into a Lego brick shape, take it out of that mold, and then you can give people a Lego style manual so they could build their own homes, and then government literally only has to come and install doors and windows, lay down a foundation. But what happened is, whilst I was doing the research into hemp, I also discovered that there's places in the world that's actually legalizing cannabis, and that cannabis is a medicine. Then I discovered it's actually a medicine. Did some deeper research for pain, inflammation, things like multiple sclerosis, a lot of the neurodegenerative diseases, and then also cancer. Now, cancer one at first for me was incredibly unbelievable, but at that stage I was still skeptical with cancer. I could imagine it helped for nausea. It would definitely help for appetite stimulation. We all know having some weed will make you get munchies galore. And usually I'm a guy who eats a burger, I smoke a joint, I eat 3 burgers. So I could just imagine that helping. So what they call palliative care and so on. But yeah, discovering this movement for legalization, I was like, what's going on in South Africa? Did some research, discovered the Dagga Couple, Dagga Party, the ADA, and then of course also all the people on the other side of the spectrum, primary one of which the Central Drug Authority, CDA, and their seriously messed up views on cannabis still at that stage, where they would claim unequivocally that it's a poison, it's carcinogenic, and that it has no medicinal benefits, which is very frustrating, especially if you look at the amount of first world countries where people are researching it, not only at institutions, but also, well, not only at research institutions, but places like universities bringing out research regarding the medicinal benefits of cannabis. So the research was there, but for some reason nothing was happening. I then found out there was a march going down in Cape Town, and I went down to my first march that year. There was a massive lack in funding. No one who has money wants to touch this. Everybody is too bloody scared. So my industrial mind went, we need to start putting a brief together, get involved in this, because to me it was, especially if you've researched what it means to some people, you realize how much this could mean for the world. It's simply something that you can't just look at and stand by and be like, this is not what I'm not going to do anything about it. It's a bit ridiculous that people don't even care. But so yeah, I put the brief together, and my brief was, we need to spread awareness, positive awareness. We need to raise funds, and we need to bring in some management and some organizational skills into this mess. And as an industrial design brief, I saw the solution being to brand something, to make some other product that would achieve all of these things. So I designed a bong that's being locally produced by hand. And at first, this bong was simply being sold on a website as just a bong with this logo on. And yeah, just to generate funding. So all of the profits from the bongs we saved for marches. The year after that, I joined Emil Visser for a march. That's the one in May. That's the official march actually. And at least by then there was a little bit of funds available to do some more stuff, print more flyers, get more awareness. And that year we saw at least 2,500 to 3,000 people come out for the march, which in my opinion was an incredible day. Just looking at that, the results there was amazing. But since then, this bong in essence has been something that's so far removed from the typical stigmatized ideas surrounding cannabis, that it is actually in a product in itself has changed a lot of opinions, changed a lot of minds, and just helped people come out of the closet. Because this is a kind of, if your mom catches you with the Energate bottle with a hose pipe and a socket in it, you look like a backyard mechanic tuk junkie. No offense to the mechanics, please, but those things look hardcore. We call them the Energate 5000. But yeah, compared to that, you get caught with one of my bongs, somebody's got to wonder how bad is cannabis seriously if you get caught with something as designer-esque, as bespoke as this product, and then especially the whole ethos surrounding the product with regards to what it is. Then I discovered that people actually felt more of a liking towards the brand message, the brand ethos, kind of this idea that you can forget about the fact that stoners are all useless idiots. Useless idiots are useless idiots. People who smoke weed aren't useless idiots. We simply enjoy another inebriating substance than alcohol, or the typical ones that people choose or get from their doctors, which in the case of that is basically glorified drug dealing. because a lot of people are on these heavy medications when actually all they need is a walk in the forest and maybe some exercise. So yeah, don't stigmatize us, please. But through launching this brand, it's given people who are professional, people who are not inside of the typical stigma, it's given them let's say a doorway to come out of and say, here I am, I smoke weed and I can be proud about it because look at this, look at what they're doing. This is not something to be fooled around with. And yeah, so the product, brand, etc., it's just been the goal here is to make people think twice about what they think about cannabis. And I believe we've achieved that very successfully. Right now I'm already employing 2 people semi-full-time, well, 1 full-time, 1 semi-full-time. I've got 2 people working for me on commission basis depending on how much work they do. We have tons of reps nationwide. We have models working for us. We have ex-Playboy Playmates working for us, repping and modeling this because they also believe that this cause is, well, in my opinion, this cause is the #1 cause that you could be fighting for. This, with the legalization of cannabis, the change in mindset and the social effect and impact it's going to have will most certainly affect the majority of other causes out there, man. People fighting for etc, etc, etc. I promise you, when weed's legalized, you will see an impact in those regards as well. People think weed makes you crazy, makes you peaceful. Some weeds will make you crazy. But that's another thing, is without research we can't truly say that we understand this plant, even scratch the surface of what this plant can do. Because a lot of people think that dacha is dacha, but dacha is not dacha. There's already thousands of strains. Some of them I smoke, I get paranoid to a point where I almost believe I'm getting schizophrenia and I'm gonna flip and die now, lying on the floor, heart rate racing. And then you smoke something else and you feel calm and bliss. You could smoke something that makes you literally feel stupid. You can't think, you can't see. That's something you smoke and you pass out, you go to bed, boom, but you don't have a hangover like you do from sleeping pills. And then also you get a lot of strains, you smoke it and all you want to do is laugh and laugh and laugh and just happiness all around. So considering that we don't really understand this plant, you need to start asking yourself, why is it illegal and why isn't it legal yet? Why aren't we researching this? Why aren't we looking into what we could be doing with this plant? But yeah, that would be the Smokie Jo story. So as a footnote concerning this that I've mentioned with the variants and strains, etc., you need to consider that people think that there's this big difference between recreational cannabis and medicinal cannabis. But I'm going to tell you that there's virtually no difference. People smoking it is even, they've proven that smoking cannabis, pure, raw, organically grown, very well looked after cannabis, does not cause your lungs damage even. Cigarettes cause your lungs damage. Cannabis does not do that. That's a lie. It's even been proven now that some pulmonary disorders get solved through the smoking of cannabis. The one and only one I'm going to mention now is asthma. If you have asthma, smoke some cannabis, and I promise you it's going to help you in that regard. Almost. And so that kind of list goes on and on and on. But yeah, you need to consider that you have to reevaluate your position on cannabis, especially if you've never even heard the word cannabis. But that's all for now. That's me, Smokie Jo. Thank you very much.